Yeah, so the Morgellons is the Center for Disease Control come out in 2012 saying it was delusional and that it's a mental condition. So I've been dealing with this since 2006. If you know me, you know you've seen these crusty, oozing, horrible looking sores all over my body. Back in 2012, people were saying, Jeremy's delusional. It's crazy. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, what are they talking about? And it wasn't until this year that I learned about what Morgellons was. I went to see a doctor and he said, well, it's fictitious eczema. Okay, I grew up with eczema, real eczema, so I knew what it was. But he said, go on the internet and look up fictitious eczema and see if the pictures don't match up with what you got. So I went on the internet, I looked it up, and no, I saw the fictitious eczema, but right next to those pictures, I saw the Morgellons. And so that's how I learned about it, and that's how I figured out that the CDC issued its report. And then I started understanding why people were all of a sudden coming up with that word delusional. Delusional. And I'm going to tell you, it's not delusional, and it's not. First of all, I don't think that I'm infested with bugs. I've never had that feeling. However, I have had the feeling of things under my skin, and those are evident by these sores just spontaneously appearing and things coming out of them, like blue fuzz, strange wiry looking black hairs that are wrapped around and all twisted inside plastic. I pull plastic out of my skin, crystals. And I always, like I said, since 2006 I've been dealing with this. I went to the doctor, he said it was impetigo at the time and gave me the 3 shots. Uh, I've always had the feeling that, well, it's just because I'm drinking or I'm smoking, or I just need to clean up my life. And so I started doing that. I started doing the exercise. I quit smoking. I quit drinking. I started eating right. And everywhere else, my body started benefiting. I'm happy. I'm a hell of a lot happier when I look in the mirror. I see a young man. I don't see the old guy that's getting ready to die next year. I don't see that anymore. But I still feel run down. I still feel the infection in my body, and if I don't take an antibiotic, I can feel it taking over. Uh, I obviously am not taking the right regime of antibiotics. I have research materials, independent research materials on this condition that give an outline for what I need to be taking. And the quest and the journey is to find a physician who knows what this is, who has other patients, and is treating them for an infection. Now, let's be clear, I've had blood work done. I've had the test for the diseases. And the one anomaly that keeps showing up repeatedly is my white blood cell count is through the roof. So there is something in my body that that is infecting it that my body is trying to fight. I have constant night sweats. My bed is drenched when I wake up in the morning because my body is trying to push this out. I don't know what it is, except when you look at my skin and then you look at the pictures of the Morgellons, they match. They match up. The hyperpigmentation, the white follicles poking up from the center, the blue fuzz growing up around it, that don't match any color of the clothing that I own. So anyways, that's what I'm going through. And if you're going through it too, you're not alone. And if you need support and you need help and you need to feel like there's other people you can talk to, I'm posting some links down in the description, along with a link to a letter that you can take to your physician if you're dealing with this too. Reach out to me, send me a message. I'll share the research that I've got. I talk to people who are newly discovering this all the time, and you're not alone. There's a lot of people that are going through the same thing. You're not crazy. It's not delusional. This is very real, and there's physiological evidence. There's biological tests that can be done to determine some of the properties of this infection. And then from that, we can determine or start to build a treatment scenario. So, good luck, everybody. I'm praying for you. I know you're praying for me, and I appreciate your thoughts and your prayers. And take care. We'll see you soon.